Terence Böhm left his native Saxony at age 24, looking for a job and a brighter future in the West. He felt there was neither in Görlitz. Last year, a bit homesick, he came back. He opened a branch of his software company, and his hometown welcomed him with open arms.
We found this office to be at once very modern and with historic charm, which obviously creates a nice work atmosphere. And above all, the city took really good care of us. They didn't waste any time in installing fiber optic internet. It was much faster than the other towns where we've opened branch offices.
Böhm is one of a wave of returnees, young adults who come back to repopulate long-abandoned parts of Germany. In his team, there are two others who seized the opportunity, like Mike.
I got hired because the company was looking for people ready to come and work here in Görlitz. This gave me the chance to return to my home region. It was more or less unplanned. I wasn't actively looking to come back because, frankly, I didn't think it was possible.
3.5 million people left the eastern regions between 1989 and 2017, a quarter of the population. But 30 years after the fall of the wall, more and more people are looking to return to their roots. The region of Saxony was devastated by the collapse of industry when the big change came. But in the past years, it's seen a relative economic boom. Lots of companies have come to set up shop and hire workers.
So here we are in the assembly room. This is where we build the isolator devices for our clients in the pharmaceutical industry.
Returnees to the east make up 10% of the workforce here. Susi Dennige, who had to move to the west for a decade to find work, found her job here watching TV.
I was living in the West, but every night I'd watch Saxony's local TV to know what was going on back home. One day, there was a report on this company, specifically looking for people from the region who had left. I threw my hat in the ring, and it worked. I'm really happy, and so is my family because I'm near them again.
The company decided to hire and bring back people who had left the region to help it come back to life. The boss himself lived for 13 years in Western Germany before his return.
These employees have learned new skills thanks to the time they've spent and the professional experience they've acquired in other regions of Germany. And we, of course, benefit from that. But it's also the wider region that's gaining from this trend of people returning. Life is coming back, and so is optimism.
In the past 10 years, this heartland of the coal industry has been largely transformed, gone green. Görlitz has been completely restored and is now considered Germany's most beautiful city. Salaries are still lower than in the West, but rents are still affordable, and that contributes to the return of people who had to leave the region.
We've studied the backgrounds of people who've returned to live in the East, and we've realized that, up until then, a majority had been living in big cities such as Munich, Stuttgart or Berlin, where real estate prices are constantly on the rise. This is why a city like ours can provide the types of opportunities that have become very hard to find elsewhere in Germany.
1 year after their return, Terence Böhm and his wife have no regrets. They moved into this house with their 3 kids and aren't far from their parents. Jenny Böhm works part-time with her husband, but also works on her websites. Since their return, they've created 8 jobs and hope to contribute to the return of more people like themselves.
It really means a lot to us to make people come back to the region through our business work. We would not be here if we had no hope in this region's future. We came with our 3 kids and want to make sure that they don't go through what we did, that they are forced to one day leave the region and spread out across Germany just to find a job.
Since 2017, more people are settling back in eastern Germany than are leaving. But the consequences of this historic exodus will still be felt for a long time. In Saxony, the economy needs some 300,000 more workers by 2030.